there is within us this beautiful gift that we received before we were born. That gift was the love in our hearts and souls. And we felt that gift the second that we were born into this planet Earth, as we were placed in the love of our mother and father's arms. And that very love penetrates our being and gives to us the strength for this thing called life. For it's a windy road. It has hills and mountains and valleys. But at the end of every day, as you lay your head upon your pillow, thank God for love. And as the dawn of a new day comes to you, and you wake from that place of peace and surrender, the first thought, thank you, God, for love. And as the poem, How Do I Love Thee, asks the question, how do I love thee? Place someone in your mind's eye, in your heart space right now. And ask that question. How do I love thee? It is written, I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach. For the ends of being an ideal grace, when I am feeling you are out of my sight. I ask the question, do you love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need, by sun and candlelight? I love thee freely, as men strive for right. I love thee purely, as they turn from praise. I love thee with a passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seem to lose with most of my lost saints. I love thee with a breath, smiles, tears of all my life. And if God so chooses, I shall but love thee better after death. And holding that love, be it partner, child, parent, friend, animal, keep that love alive. Let it be a blessing. Let it be your rock. Let it be your strength. And as you gently and slowly, when you're ready, come back to this space and know that that love, the love that you are feeling right now, the presence of God, is there for you always. There's a song that I heard a long time ago. I probably mentioned it before, but it's Let Your Heart Sing, and excuse me, Let Your Heart Sing, and it's lively and it's upbeat and it's like, let your heart sing to the God of the music, and it really goes in. I used to play it so much. I have to pull it out again because it's a joyful way to start the day. You know, how can your day be down if you're singing a song that says let your heart sing, right? And it's beautiful music, a beautiful voice. It's from a lady in Canada. And when we lift up our life and begin it, then we get in tune with spirit. So it's so important that when we're thinking about love and how to live within this space that we're in right now, the importance of the day. How do you begin your day? Do you begin your day with love? Do you begin your day with thanksgiving? Do you begin your day with grace? So when we go like to a medicine person or a healer, we're feeling disheartened or dispirited or depressed, and she might ask questions like, well, when did you stop singing? When did you stop singing? When did you let go of your song? You know, for ages and ages and ages, I used to have in my car, you know, all the Broadway hits, and whether I could sing them or not, I belted them all the way to where I was driving there or there. Who did I do? Oh, I did John Denver all the way to Indiana. But you forget about that life and where I came out and I'm driving down the road. How many of you have done that? And doesn't it lift your spirits and you're like laughing? And then also, what about when you look over at the car over there and they're doing it and you think, idiot. So it's so joy of music come into your life, you know? When did you stop dancing? When did you stop being enchanted with life? And I think that if there were pearly gates, which none of us know, but I don't think there are, but if there were, I think the simple question would be, when did you stop being who you were? Think about that. Go to the pearly gates, and I don't want to know if you were good or bad. When did you stop living on purpose? When did you stop living in the truth of who and what you are, the Spirit of God? So, to be in tune then, to sing with Spirit, is to have an open and abundant heart space. So we have this heart in here, and we say, well, it's all in here. But no, because it expands out, because we're energy. Quantum physics says we're all energy, and we have this. So if we want our heart space to open, then we have to expand, and with vitality from light. This is what strengthens both our body and our soul. It brings us face to face with God. This morning I was in absolute tears because I was doing meditation, and I was concerned about my voice and my cough, and we had a baptism which did cancel because they're sick. But I was praying, and for some of you that have been in workshops with me, you know that my God is purple, and my God hasn't been showing up lately, and I was in such deep meditation today, and my purple came, and I was like, and the tears are pouring down my face because my God is purple, and the face of God for me is purple, and it was just billowing and billowing, and that brings us face to face with God. So jumping out of bed in the morning and grabbing the coffee and turning on the news, God forbid you do that, and starting your day with that kind of ruckus does not set the tone for your day. So my question is to you, how do you set the tone for your day? What do you do? See, when we speak of abundance, our thoughts move what? Towards money. Today I'm speaking about abundance of our hearts and abundance of love. Because all of the other things that we desire will come to us if we have an abundance of love and we have an abundance in our hearts. And I think I've told you this before, but do you know that the heart is the only organ in our body where we can feel and connect with the presence? Think about that. The only organ in our body that can connect to the sacred presence. So all of our feelings then are coming from our heart. What about when we say, I'm heartsick? I'm sure a lot of you know that feeling, right? Our heart is bubbling over with joy. We know that feeling, right? Our heart is so heavy. Our heart is so light. Our heart is broken. Our heart sings. All of that is coming from the heart. It's the only organ in our body that is connected to the presence of God. Wow. So, what we feel inside our heart and soul is that divine spark of God. Now, what I believe personally, this isn't unity or any teaching, what I believe personally is there was a big bang, and there was quantum physics of energy that just exploded, and every little spark of that was one of our souls. So that divine spark that was created zillions of years ago has come through all of these eons of time to right now within us. That's my belief. Nobody taught me that. That's my belief. So that divine spark then, that connectedness, whether we choose to recognize it or not, is the essence of who we are, the divine spark of God. Each one of us is a divine spark of God. And whether we are in this lifetime, a past lifetime, or the next lifetime, that same divine spark goes with us. So when we feel then, when we feel our emotional need to understand that, there's only two emotions, and who knows what they are? You won't do. What are they? Love and fear, right. There's only two emotions. All painful emotions are expressions of fear, and all joyful emotions are expressions of love. So then we have to challenge ourselves to recognize when we get caught in that fear. And it's important that we accept and acknowledge those emotions for what they are, and then let them go so that they don't control our lives. We do not want fear emotions controlling our lives, because then they shape and they change our perspective, our judgment, and our actions. So I bet there's no one in here who wants to live in a deep fog of hidden raw emotions. Would that be true? Yeah? Hello?
Yes.
This doesn't make me hear you. So when we just think, well, maybe we think, okay, so, well, I'm just too sensitive. So there's a big difference then from being truly sensitive and too sensitive. Okay? So in The Heart of the Soul, Gary Zukov illustrates this. He says, so if you're truly sensitive, you're aware of other people's feelings. If you're too sensitive, you're taking it all personally. Okay. If you're truly sensitive, you're responsive to other people. But if you're too sensitive, you're reacting to other people. And if you're truly sensitive, you see situations clearly. But if you're too sensitive, you're judging circumstances. So it's okay to be sensitive. But then how do you reenact with that? What do you do with that? So we all know that fear is the opposite of love, and we all agree with that, so we know that. So if you knowingly or unknowingly have closed your heart and pushed love away for a while, and some of us have done that for different reasons in our life, I've done that, it's not so easy just to like flip a coin and get it back. But if you look at this as one continuum, you can see that if you move a little at a time away from fear and move a little bit closer to love, you will, in the end, allow love to win out. You know, there are quantum leaps in physics, but within us, it's one step at a time, one baby step, and give yourself credit for that one step. Just give yourself credit. Herbert Spencer once said that he would, now this is interesting, I love this. He said that he would gladly turn his life over to anyone who would live it for him and relieve him of his burdens. Have any of you ever thought that in your lifetime? I just don't want to do this anymore, you take it. Well, there is somebody that will take it, and that's Spirit. That's the Holy Spirit. That's God. It reveals, however, that we lack a true vision of life when we just want to take it all and chuck it. What is our vision? What is our love? What is our heart telling us? What is our heart feeling? In everything that I read about health and diet, to live more, to become more, and not to get more, but to become more, we have to move. So it's not just about moving physically or exercising, it's moving our heart space, it's moving our mind, it's moving our perception, it's taking steps, it's doing action. We have to move. That is the bottom line. I have a friend that unfortunately that I visited while I was in New York, and a year and a half ago, and she's only 75, had a heart attack, and then decided to sit in a chair after that for a year and a half. So now she's in rehab, she can't even stand. We have to move. And when you decide to stop living and sit in a chair, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Because your muscles can't hold you anymore. So we have to move. And each day our highest prayer then has to be that we know that we can open up, become more, be more with the divine potential in us if we wake up, get up, and move. We have to move through this thing called life. And I know sometimes we get stuck and we get scared and we cocoon and go in. I am a big cocooner. You know, when I don't want to be near anybody, I cocoon and I don't answer my phone and I don't answer texts. And thank God I have 2 prayer partners that say, you're cocooning, get up, go take a walk and do it now and call me back after that. So I'm blessed with that. And that's what you do when you care about people. You know, tough love is good friends. But to live more then, to awaken from this deep sleep, to grow in spirit, to enter more into the joy of spirit and the richness of life, I want to tell you something. There is no joy greater than coming from spiritual growth. If you could have seen me at 7 o'clock in the morning to where I am right now today, it's all about spirit. It's all about spirit. Right now I feel fine because I'm in my element. I got up, I moved, I had this done, I knew what I was going to say. I could say it without